Hi, Reddit. Throwaway account because, well, I'm not sure how long I'll be able to keep this post up. I took a weird job recently. One of those gigs that sounds too easy to be true. All I had to do was sit in a trailer out in the woods for a week, watch some pre-recorded surveillance footage, and report anything unusual. It was part of a research project, supposedly run by a university, studying wildlife migration and illegal dumping in protected forest land. Sounded chill, quiet. I needed the money, and frankly, the isolation appealed to me. The guy who hired me was polite, but off. You know that uncanny valley feeling when someone acts normal, but there's this weird delay in how they respond? That was him. He handed me a binder of instructions, very detailed, almost obsessively so. The rules were simple. Watch the footage from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Log anything out of the ordinary. Do not rewind or fast forward the footage. Do not leave the trailer between 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. for any reason. If the screen goes black, close your eyes until the image returns. He emphasized that last one 3 times. I figured it was some kind of psychological test. See how much weirdness a person can handle alone in the woods before they crack. I wish that's all it was. Night 1. Nothing happened. Just 12 hours of deer, trees swaying in the wind, a raccoon or two. I started thinking I was being pranked. The camera was positioned at a clearing in the woods, nothing special. A rock in the middle, some brush, lots of shadows after dark. The feed was in black and white, grainy, with a slight static buzz, like an old horror film. Around 3:14 a.m., I thought I saw movement behind the trees. A figure? Could have been a trick of the wind. The trees sort of leaned. You ever see a group of trees seem to bend in the same direction, like they're listening to something? Yeah. Anyway, no big deal. I logged it as wind event, shut the trailer up tight, and went to bed after 6 a.m. Night 2. At 2:47 a.m., something stepped into the clearing. It was humanoid. That's the best I can say. Tall, thin, and it walked wrong. Like it was trying to mimic a person's gait, but didn't understand the joints. Every step was a little too long. Every pause just a little too still. It stood by the rock. Didn't do anything. Just stood there for 3 hours. Then it slowly turned, not its body, just the head, and looked directly at the camera. No face. Just a smooth, pale surface where the face should be. I logged it. Sat there frozen until sunrise. No signal on my phone. No internet. Binder said not to leave the trailer before 6 a.m., and I didn't. I didn't sleep that day. Night 3. The thing came back. Same time. Same movements. But this time, it wasn't alone. 4 of them. 1 at each corner of the clearing. All facing inward. They didn't move. Just stood like grotesque scarecrows. Faceless heads tilted toward the center rock. Then, at 4:16 a.m., the screen went black. I froze. Remembered the rule. Close your eyes. My heart was pounding. I squeezed them shut. Sat there blind, counting the seconds. Then I heard it. The faintest whisper, like someone speaking from behind glass. I couldn't make out the words. They were too fast, too quiet. Like a conversation just out of reach. The screen flickered back on after a minute or two. The clearing was empty. I opened the binder. Flipped through every page looking for answers. Found something I hadn't noticed before. If the figures appear, do not acknowledge them. If they make contact, pretend you did not hear. If they leave the frame, wait 5 minutes before leaving the trailer, even after 6 a.m. What the hell was this project? Night 4. I was exhausted. I started drinking coffee at 10 p.m. just to stay alert. Something about the footage made you sleepy, like it was lulling you into a trance. At 1:03 a.m., a man stepped into the clearing. Not one of the things. A real man. Hoodie, jeans, flashlight. He looked straight into the camera and waved. Then he started yelling. No sound, just frantic lip movements. I leaned closer, tried to read his lips. Something like, "Don't trust it." Then the screen glitched. When the image cleared, he was gone. I played the footage back in my head all morning. How did he get there? How did he leave? The nearest road was 5 miles away. I didn't hear a car. Didn't hear anything. That was the first time I thought about leaving. Night 5. The clearing was empty all night. Until 5:55 a.m. That's when the camera shifted. Not pan shifted. Like something physically moved it. The view tilted, jostled, then stabilized, pointing at me. Not the trailer. Not the clearing. Me. Inside the trailer. I was on the screen. Watching the screen. A loop. I looked behind me. Nothing there. But on the footage, I was still sitting. No delay, perfect sync. Except, I wasn't blinking. I watched myself stare at the camera for 30 full seconds without blinking once. Then my doppelganger slowly smiled. The real me didn't. I shut the monitor off, disobeyed the rules, sat in the dark until morning, didn't open the door until 6:05 a.m. The trees were closer than they had been, or I was imagining things. I tried calling the number from the binder. Disconnected. Night 6. No footage. Just a black screen. All night. I kept my eyes shut most of the time. At one point I swear I heard breathing outside the trailer. Long, slow inhales. No exhale. Around 4 a.m., something touched the door. Scraped it. Like a fingernail or claw. Then it stopped. I didn't move until the light outside changed. I opened the door at 6:08 a.m. There were footprints in the dirt. Human. Barefoot. Leading into the woods. I locked the door behind me. Final night. I made coffee. Took a screwdriver and pried the backup hard drive out of the DVR unit. I was going to leave. I didn't care about the rules anymore. But something made me turn the monitor on one last time. 6 p.m. The clearing was empty. No wind. No animals. Then the screen glitched. For half a second, a face appeared. Mine. Smiling. The screen went black. I shut my eyes. And then I heard it. Right behind me. Stay? We like your eyes open. I woke up just before sunrise. On the floor. The monitor was on again, showing the clearing. Everything looked normal. I ran. Took the hard drive and hiked for miles before I found the road. Got picked up by a trucker who wouldn't stop asking why I was barefoot. I hadn't noticed. There were scratches all over my arms. Thin, straight lines. Like tiny branches had dragged across me. I checked the footage when I got home. Plugged the drive into my laptop. Empty. No files. No partitions. Just one .txt file. It said, "You shouldn't have looked. That was 2 nights ago. I haven't slept. My reflection has stopped syncing with me. Lags for a split second. Sometimes, when I pass a mirror, I swear it's still smiling when I'm not. Please, if anyone has heard of a project like this, or knows what the hell I was watching, tell me. I don't think I'm alone anymore. And I'm scared of what's watching me now."